Welcome back, map makers, to the fifth and final installment of my fantasy map making tutorial. Thanks for hanging with me this long. In our last tutorial, we put down the text on our map and we worked on our map scale. And in this last video, we're going to work on the final touches that are really going to make this map come together. And those are textures, shading, contours, things like that. Some very quick and simple fixes that are going to make your map have a really professional finished quality to them. Alright, so first let's get started on textures. And textures can be anything from photos. Let's work on textures. So to add texture, the first thing I'm going to do is double click on my ocean layer. And this is the quickest and easiest way to do this, so there are lots of different ways. And as you learn more about Photoshop and just explore and find your own style, you're going to find lots of different ways to accomplish this. The quick and easy way is to come into your Layer Styles tab and simply click Texture. So there you can see it's already added texture to my ocean, giving it a really cool papery look to it. And if you want, you can add a texture that makes it look like water. You can add textures to make it look like ancient manuscripts, like papyrus or paper or something like that. For now, I'm going to leave it just like this, and you can add in textures to Photoshop, different ones. These are just the basic ones I think it already comes loaded with. And I'm going to work with this last one here. I like the look of that. And you have the capability of adjusting it to make it stand out more or less. I'll leave it at that kind of subtle look. Alright, and so I've got my ocean textured. Next step is the land. And we're just going to do the same way. Open our layer styles, drop in a texture. I'm going to make this one a little more pronounced. Alright, so now I've got our texture on the map. That was so easy to do. And if you zoom in, you'll see it stand out a little bit more. And it looks pretty cool. And you can have a lot of fun with textures, getting in and changing those and into different styles. I like this because it looks kind of like the map has been inked on paper. Alright, so that was easy, wasn't it? Next, we're going to add in some contours, and that simply means I'm going to make these shorelines stand out a little bit, give this a really nice pop to it. So I'm going to select my land layer again. Again, I'm going to open the layer styles. As I said way back, I think in the first tutorial, layer styles are my favorite thing because they're so quick and easy, especially if you don't really know what you're doing in Photoshop, which for me is much of the time, I will admit. So to make these coastlines really stand out, I'm going to add an inner glow. Oh, bam! Already looks really cool, doesn't it? I'm going to adjust it a little bit, and what this does is it gives your shorelines a sort of beachy look. You can definitely change the color to suit your purposes. I'm going to leave it a little more tan to blend in a little bit. And you can adjust how far this goes in. I like it kind of deep bleed into the land there. Fade it in a little bit. This just gives a really cool gradient effect. Gives the land a bit more of a three-dimensional quality. Similarly, we're going to do the same thing with the ocean layer. And I'm going to keep the land layer selected for this. I'm going to add an outer glow. This way, we're not, if we had selected the ocean layer, because that covers the whole page, it would only work on these outer edges. We want it to be on the land edges. So we're adding in an outer glow. Of course, we don't want it to be yellow. So we're going to throw in a blue. Just kind of playing around and seeing what looks good. Alright, this light blue should do the trick. And extend it out. Not that far, about like so. Drop the opacity a little bit. Wonderful, and that gives our coastlines this really cool three-dimensional look. And suddenly this map has just sprung to life, I feel. It's got a lot of three-dimensional effects to it, and it's got these nice gradient colors. And if you want to, you can go in and start messing with colors a little bit more. Something you might want to do is darken the area under these mountains. You can come under the forests and turn them a little bit more green. And that's all called contours. And working with those is a lot of fun. I personally don't use them. I like to keep my maps more sepia toned anyway. In fact, I'm probably going to go in and change this later so that it's all in shades of brown. Just because it looks cool and kind of old and antique-like to me, and I like that. But again, it's always up to your preference and what you want your map to look like. And I hope that through this tutorial, you've picked up some of the tools that you need to make your own maps, which I would love to see, by the way. So if you do end up using this to make a map, do put a link in the comments if you end up posting it online, because I'd love to see it. And hopefully yours will look even better than mine. So, thank you for watching all of my videos, and I hope they have been helpful to you. And if you have questions, feel free to ask in the comments. And thank you for watching, and have a fantastic day.